بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين، والصلاة والسلام على سيدنا محمد النبي الأمي وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. And welcome all of you, wherever you are. And welcome again with your program of the Quranic series. And today's topic about the usury ayat. The usury was mentioned 8 times in the book of Allah the Almighty, in 6 ayat. The first one is mentioned 3 times. Allah Azza wa Jal saying, those who eat the usury, the riba, they will not stand up except just like the one who is messed with the Satan. That's because they said sale is just like usury. Allah permitted sale and forbid usury. So whomever got an advance from his Lord and he stopped, then he get all his previous money and his matter to Allah, and whomever goes back, these are the people of the hellfire, they're in it eternally. And then Allah said in the second ayah, Allah destroyed the usury and He increased the charity. Allah don't like those who are disbelievers. The third time, oh, who you believe, fear Allah and leave what's left of riba if you are believers. And the fourth one in Al Imran, oh, who believe, do not eat the riba multiplied and fear Allah so you might be successful. The fifth one, and they're taking the riba and they were forbidden and they're taking people's money wrongfully, and we have prepared for the disbelievers among them a severe punishment. The sixth place, and whatever you have of riba, it will get from people's money, but it will not increase in Allah. And what you have given as zakah, seeking Allah's face, those are the ones who get the multiplication of reward with Allah. So when Allah mentioned, when He mentioned the biased, those who are given the zakah, who pay the charity, they always give all types of goodness to the needy, of close and not close. And then Allah mentioned those who take the riba. And then He said that when they go out of their graves and when they go to their resurrection, they do not get out except just like the one who is touched by the devil. So they do not stand in their graves except just like the person who is going crazy and the devil has touched him. Ibn Abbas says, the one who eats the riba, he will be sent at the day of judgment crazy and he will be choked. So Allah the Almighty shows the condition of these people who eat the riba. They stand out of their graves confused. They are expecting the worst of condition. That's because they said that the sale just like the riba, and Allah has permitted sale and forbid riba. And no one will say that except someone who is ignorant or someone who's stubborn. Allah gave them a punishment because of what they have did, so they became crazy. Also, just because they said that the sale is just like riba, like they're equal, so why this one is forbidden and this one is permitted? That they don't agree on Allah Azza wa Jal, and that's not the condition of those who are faithful. and it's not for a believers. If Allah decides something, that they have the choice in their matter. And whomever disobey Allah and His Messenger, then he has went big astray. They take the path of Iblis when he was ordered to prostrate to Adam, but he refused, and he was among the disbelievers. He said, "I want me to prostrate for those that you have created from mud. You are better than him. You created from fire, and you created from mud." People at the time of ignorance, the person will have a loan, and then he will go and the one who have the loan, he will say, "Delay me in paying back, and I will increase in the amount." And Qatada used to say, at the time of ignorance, the person will sell for a certain date, and then when it's time for that to pay, he will increase and he will delay. He will say, "Increase me in the time, I will increase in the money." And they say it's for us that increase in the beginning of the sale, or when the time of paid for delay, we could have paid it for 15, just like you do in the beginning for profit. You can increase at the end of the time to pay for more time. So Allah told them, this is a lie. These are not equal. Allah said, Allah permitted sale, but He forbid riba. And the worst tribe to do that is Thaqif. When they were forbidden, they said, "How are we going to stop the usury? And it's just like sale." So Allah said that to them. Then He voided what they have called of the similarity, because Allah has forbidden usury, but He permitted sale because of the good condition and the need between people and the harm in the usury. And there's an aggression, a transgression from the usury. There is Fadl and Nasiya. We're not going to go in details right now, but briefly, an increase that is conditioned in the loan, that is the clear riba. The increase that is conditioned in the loan is from the easy form of riba that should not be disputed. Riba, as you know, from the big sins. That's why Allah said, whomever got advice from his Lord, then he get what he had, and his matter to Allah. And those who go back, these are the people of the hellfire, that are in us internally. It is from the 7 that's going to destroy everything. These are one of the 7 that the Prophet ﷺ told us is going to destroy everything. He told us to keep away from the 7 that are destroyed. Have partners with Allah, number 1, and magic. Killing the soul that Allah has forbidden except the truth, and eating riba, and eating the orphan's money, and to run at the time of battle, and to claim the pure woman of accusing them of adultery. And the Prophet ﷺ has clarified to us that Allah has cursed the one who eats the riba and the one who eats it and writes it and helping it and all this stuff. And He showed what they are going to be punished at the day of judgment. He saw a man. He is swimming in blood, and there's someone with stones. Every time he comes close to the side of the river, he will start stoning him. So he go back. So every time he go to the edge of the river, he keep hitting him with the stone. When the Prophet ﷺ asked about that, when at the time of the ascendant to the heavens, he said, "This is the person of eating riba." Allah avoided that. If you stop, that you get your principles. You're not going to be transgress upon, and you will not transgress upon people. And the Prophet ﷺ, he stood in the last ceremony and he said, "Anything of the matter of ignorance is under my feet and is voided, and the riba of the ignorance, it is all gone. The first one I take out, the Al-Abbas ibn Abdul Muttalib." But I hope don't be confused with paying people. That increase in the loan is not going to be, but the one that you choose, that you are doing it as extra, that is different. That's good doing, and you get good reward from Allah Azza wa Jal. For someone, he had on the Prophet ﷺ some camel, so he wanted to give him. He said, "Give him." So they could not find except someone that is better. He said, "Give it to him, even if it is better." He said, "You gave me barakallahu fik." So the Prophet ﷺ said, "The best is the one who gives the best back." About what Allah said, "Oh, who believe, do not eat the riba multiplied, and fear Allah, so you might be successful." When Allah said multiplied, that does not a condition of the forbidden, because it is small or big, it's all forbidden, even if it is a small amount. It's just Allah wants to show what is actually happening, to show how big the crime, because there's ugliness of that crime, that they make it multiplied. So Allah wants to make it ugly, so they will stop. And it's not a condition where it is forbidden, because the riba, small or big, is all forbidden. Just like Allah Azza wa Jal saying, "And the things that are forbidden from the woman, and those that you live with you from your wives, that you already get married." Whether she is she is the daughter or the of your wife, and whether she lives there or not, she's still forbidden. But what Allah said in your rooms, meaning to just show how bad it is, because the one that she will be with her, the custody always to the woman, and if she had and she's like his daughter, so she could not, she's forbidden on him. Unlike Allah saying, "Do not force your daughters to adultery if they want to have protection." And so they wanted to protect herself. But it becomes more ugly when you force a woman that wanted to stay and not come close to the adultery. Just like the people of ignorance, they used to force their so they could force them to adultery, so they could take the money from the prostitute. So we go with Allah saying that they're taking the riba, that they're forbidden, and they're taking people's money for unjustly. And we have promised those who transgressed a very severe punishment. This is a statement to the Jews of that time, that they are taking the riba and they were forbidden to do it. If they are acting with each other, they don't take usury. But if they are dealing with other nations, other people, they use usury. I need to say, there is no mistake, nothing on anything we could do to the non-Jews, and they were forbidden to deal with riba. So they used different tricks to make it look like it's permissible by Allah. And they take the bribery in the judgment. So you could eat people's money or share. So Allah is telling us about them, and you say a lot of them, they rush into evil and they eat the riba. It was the worst that they are doing. So they used to take people's money unjustly from the money that they take from the books that they write on their own, and they say it is from Allah. It is doomed for those who write the book in their own hands, and they say this is from Allah, so they could buy small profit. They are doomed for what they have written in their hand and whatever they are getting. That's why Allah has forbidden a lot of good for them. And Allah said, because of transgression from those who are Jews, a lot of things that they were permissible for them, and they are putting themselves against people in the path of Allah, and they are eating people's money and wrongfully. They don't deserve it, but they took it from them. And what about the last thing Allah saying, and what you have got of riba, it will be in the people's and whatever gives zakah seeking Allah's face, those are the one who are going to be getting double the reward. You give somebody something, you seek only those who expect people to give them more than what they're given, they have no reward. Because Allah said, don't put so that kind of action is not forbidden, but it is not noble. There's no reward in it. Allah the Almighty said, don't give the Prophet was forbidden from that, but beyond that, stop, but not from the no people. Ibn Abbas is saying, and then he recited this ayah, and what you have given from riba, so it will increase in people's money, it will not be increased with Allah. But the reward from the charity, the zakah, what you're given in the zakah, that you seek Allah's face, these are the ones who are going to get the doubles in reward, that Allah will multiply their reward. Just like it's in the hadith, and whatever of you gave, so he will put it for his, he will keep it for those until it become the date greater than Uhud. This is the halal riba. We'll come to the conclusion today. Inshallah, we'll continue next time. Subhanakallah bihamdik. Nashhadu an la ilaha illa anta. Nastaghfiruka wa natubu ilayk.